everybody. Diane here to tell you about my top books of 2023. I get a lot of requests from people who say, "Oh, what was the best book you read last year?" And I have to admit, I couldn't narrow it down to just one. Some of these I have talked about on video before, so I won't go into too many detail. But there are 5 books. The first is Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. That is a really long book and it goes by very fast. I called it originally a masterpiece and I still believe that. I hope you'll pick that one up. The next one on my list is Foster by Claire Keegan. This is an author I've told you about so many times, and a few years ago, her book, Small Things Like These, was my favorite book of the year. And Foster is also a short book because Keegan is best known for short stories and her short fiction. Foster's about a foster girl and written from her point of view. It's beautifully written. This is an author that I read whenever her new books come out. She's just wonderful. Next one is Thirst for Salt by Madeline Lucas. I have talked about this one before. This one was published by a small publisher, so it wasn't published by some of the big publishing companies. And I think there's a couple copies in our consortium for you to borrow. Another beautifully written book, Thirst for Salt. The next one, another big book. I read a lot of big books in 2023, and that's not usually my style. The Postcard by Anne Barrest. That was translated from the French, a book that I recommend highly that you read in 2024. Last one, Café Unfiltered by Jean-Philippe Blondel, also translated from the French. And this book is the life of a cafe by different people who visit it and sit there and do whatever they do, and so different customers. It's a nice perspective that we don't often see in literature. So there's my top 5 favorite books for 2023, and I hope will start you on your reading in 2024.
Hi, this is Caroline from Adult Services, and I wanted to let you know that we now have tax forms available. We have the 1040 regular, 1040 senior, and then we also have the instruction booklet. If you're in need of any other forms, we have this flyer here that you can either download and print them here for our printing price of 15 cents a page, or you can order them online from irs.gov. Thanks.
Hi everyone, Liz here at Adult Services, and my pick of the week this week is The Bandit Queens by Parini Shroff. It feels weird to call it a fun book, but it is a fun book. It deals with heavy topics, but in a really lighthearted and sort of altogether feel-good way. Basically, it is set in contemporary rural India in a small village, and it centers around a woman named Geeta, who's been an outcast there for the past 5 years. That is because her husband mysteriously disappeared 5 years ago. Geeta doesn't know where he is. Nobody's seen him since. So the village has decided that Geeta must have murdered him. And Geeta's fine, living her own life, sort of as an outcast in her village, until the other wives in the village start to come to Geeta to take advantage of her expertise. They would like to become, as she is, a self-made widow. So this is a book that deals with sexism, and it deals with poverty, and it deals with and abuse and these difficult topics. But it does it in a lighthearted and sort of action-oriented way. There's also a lot about like female friendships and building a strong community and overcoming all of these odds. So if that appeals to you, then The Bandit Queens is the book for you.